All right, Bryan, how are you? It's good to see you.
Hey, good to see you.
Yes, definitely. How have things been?
Things are good. Things are good.
Good, hanging in
Uh,
there.
Keeping an eye on a lot of cats, several cats
I see
during
you
this
have a nice
pandemic.
tropical background behind you. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah. This is the desert, the Arizona desert.
Nice,
So,
nice, very tropical.
yeah.
All right, Bryan. So the reason why I wanted to talk to you today is that I'm hoping that we can get to know you a little bit better. And so I've set up some rapid fire interview questions for you. How do you feel about that? You ready?
Uh, Exciting. So here we go. Rapid fire.
We'll start
I
with
am
the easy
ill
one.
prepared.
What is your easiest childhood memory or your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a good question. Um, One of my earlier memories is it's a little morbid, but and it, you know how they used to have old rotary phones, at every home, and we had one in the kitchen that had an extra long cord on it, and it was the first time I think I remember seeing my dad cry. He was on the phone and had just got word that my grandma had been hit by a semi, and so yeah, so I think that's probably one of my earlier memories. I must have been like about 4 at the time,
Yeah, that was
so, or three or four.
yeah,
So, but
yeah,
that's like I just remember the long cord on the phone going from the dining room over into the kitchen, and just the look on my dad's face.
mhm.
So
Yeah, that
it's one
was
of my earlier
typically too.
memories. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. I asked what your earliest childhood memory was, and
Yeah,
that was it. It
yeah,
doesn't have to be a good one or a happy one.
yeah.
Next question. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have an older brother, a younger sister, I think three sisters, and a step brother. So,
Okay. Who was in trouble the most as a child?
ooh, that's hard to say. Like, who caused the most trouble, or who got away with the most was definitely my younger sister. She's a year younger than me, and come to find out, she was sneaking out the window and going and partying with her friends in high school. I got probably me and my it'd probably be somewhere of a tie between me and my brother. I went through a phase in middle school where I liked making people laugh more than I liked, you know, doing any of the schoolwork or the right answer.
Yeah.
So I remember an English teacher sitting me outside, and I just kept talking outside in the hallway by myself. And like that, one of the kids was like, "We could still hear you right there. You were hilarious." So I just kind of fell in love with making people laugh for a little bit, like probably from like seventh to eighth grade, somewhere in there.
But
So
that got you in trouble a lot.
uh, just enough, you know. It's you should, healthy disrespect for authority. I think that's important.
Definitely. What was your first job?
My first job was washing dishes at the Downtowner for $3.25 an hour, um, under the table, I believe. And it was the same restaurant where my mom actually, when she was in high school, waited tables.
No way. That's so cool. Where was that at?
Yeah, pretty
In
wild.
Kansas?
Yeah, small town in Gardner, Kansas.
Nice.
So the Downtowner. Oh, I remember the smell. And Stone Temple Pilots. I still, if I hear Stone Temple Pilots, it's like I can smell that back dishwasher area. It's really fun,
Nice.
you know.
What were you like in high school?
What was I like in high school? Oh gosh, I had much shorter hair.
Yeah.
Um, oh God, I don't know. I had a pretty small high school. Like I graduated with 100 people in my class, so we knew everybody. We're from kind of a small town, so um, in high school I did like the musicals all 4 years. I was in band, and I did wrestling for all 4 years. My
You were
wrestling
you
coach was
were musicals? I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I was in Guys and Dolls, Annie Get Your Gun, Meet Me in St. Louis, and Fiddler on the Roof.
And
So
what instrument did you play when you were in
I
band?
played French horn. So yeah, for
Nice.
6 years. Before that, I played trumpet for 2 years.
Oh,
So
nice. I love the French horn.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
what's the funniest thing that's happened to you recently?
Funniest thing that's happened to me recently.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if it's funny or tragedy, but every time I plan a climbing trip the last 2 years, it like rains on me, or the whole Pacific Northwest breaks out in fire. And so it's like comedy in the very Shakespearean, like kind of tragic version of it. But like that's
Gotcha.
kind of been the funniest thing that's happened to me recently. I got a kitten or a cat now, so that's kind of that's fun.
Non-stop entertainment every
He's
day.
nonstop funny. Yeah.
Okay, so what would your last meal be if the world was ending?
If the world was ending, I would try to make it to Italy and get this is my favorite meal I've had in my life. It's called spaghetti con frutti di mare. It's like just this, handmade pasta in a white wine kind of garlic butter sauce with everything they rake in from the sea. And I had that in Cornelia back in 2000. Yeah,
Yeah.
back in the summer of 2000 when I was traveling around. And still to this day it's great.
Nice. Are you a spicy person or no spice?
Oh yeah, spice, you bet, spice
Yes.
it up.
Yes. Um, if you had something in your teeth, do you want somebody to tell you have something in your teeth, or would you rather pretend that they don't see it?
Please, I would like to know. Yeah. No, I think it's rude not to, although it's kind of funny. It depends,
It's
depends on the
hard. It's
setting.
hard. I struggle with that a lot. I like the whole, like, when it's me, I want somebody to tell me, but when you try to tell somebody, it's like, how do you do that? Like, how would you want someone to tell you if you had food in your teeth?
I just come right out and say it. Like I mean, my life's kind of an open book in that regard, so I don't get too embarrassed with,
All
I
right.
have,
So you ready?
honestly, my fly being down a
Um,
bunch, that's way too much. So
do you want
it's like,
five?
every now and then people will be like, hey, barn doors open, cow getting out, like, oh gosh.
All right.
Anyway,
We got two more questions left. Would you rather fly or drive?
I'd rather drive.
Rather drive. And then lastly, what's the favorite place that you've traveled to?
Oh wow. That's a hard one. I think I would have to say Greece was really fun. I took a climbing trip there in 2006, I believe, or 2000. Yeah, it would have been 2006. And I went climbing in Kalymnos. I was there for a whole month, though. I had Jason and Carissa, two of my friends, were working as selling jewelry to tourists because they spoke English. So they were selling jewelry in Santorini. So I went there and kind of stayed in their little ratty apartment, And but the Greek people, the food. When I was there, they were protesting against their government, which I think we should do more of. So yeah,
That's
it was cool.
good climbing, right?
Yeah, there's mostly sport climbing, but the island of Kalymnos is set up for climbers and is very hospitable to climbers. So if anybody wants a perfect sport climbing trip, Kalymnos is the place.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. All right, Bryan, well, that's all the questions I have for today, but I appreciate you taking the time to hop on and chat with me.
No, thank you very much. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
All right, take care.